Last year I went round to Oxford and Eton to look through the papers of M.R. James, the kindly scholar and writer of terrifying ghost stories. I was convinced, you see, that Monty's chilling tales were more than mere fireside fiction, Christmas tales. Oh, Jesus help me, I was right! In a dusty notebook, tucked away behind a stack of papers, I deciphered the cryptical warning he'd left behind. Do not, if you value your sanity, venture through the sealed door in the cellar of the college chapel, where it is justly imprisoned. Grinning like a moron, I rushed straight into the chapel, located the stairs down to the cellar, where I found, concealed behind a thick coat of plaster, the outlines of a door. A bag of tools was in my car, and soon I was chiseling away, afire with curiosity, heedless of the law and old Monty's warning. At length I cleared away the plaster, and my crowbar slowly pried the thick and ancient oaken portal open, hinges creaking a final warning. Flicking on my flashlight, I peered into darkness blacker than any I'd ever known, even darkness which may be felt. And from that darkness a hand stretched forth, pale, hairy, and skinny, with longer fingers than nature or sanity permits. I staggered backwards, my throat choked with screams I could not utter, as those obscene fingers touched my chest. I slammed into the wall opposite, yet still that hand reached out upon an arm like a spider's foreleg, long and hairy, with 2 elbows at least. A scraping, hissing laughter stood my hairs upon my head, and my feet finally sent me staggering up the stairs, my screams of horror unleashed at last as I ran out into the helpless day. Next thing I knew, I was driving a mile or more away from Eton and the horror I'd set free. That was a year ago, last Tuesday. Since that day, I've moved 3 times, at last leaving England for Toronto. But how can one escape that which knows no laws of nature, God or man? I saw it first in Hyde Park 2 months after my Eton misadventure. Christ! In broad daylight! It reached out from behind a tree and waved at me. I left London that very week, bought a cottage on the Sussex Downs, broad open spaces, nowhere for it to hide. 7 weeks of uneasy peace I had there, till my lights went out in a storm. I lit a candle and saw it standing right beside me, immensely long and skinny, pale, with long sharp hairs all over its lanky form. Long arms reached out to grasp me, long hideous fingers clutching at my clothes as I flung myself out into the storm, screaming for death. Moving to Edinburgh didn't help, nor Cardiff, so I put the ocean at my back and came to Canada. Now here I sit, typing down my final explanation as it squats behind me with long fingers round my throat.